What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel. Now before we get started with this week's actually very controversial episode of WWE's Biggest Issue, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close and we are now 238 subs away from hitting 500 subs, and who knows, maybe we might hit 500 subs by the end of the summer. By the end of the year, sorry. Only time will tell, but as I have said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners over at Collector Store, so be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed, the possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners over at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull a collector's rare out of this set. But with that being said, if you guys want to see those boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because now more than 70% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys are not even subscribed. And to top it all off, we got to get more women to watch the content as well. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content, and you want more of the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet, then make sure you guys do indeed subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all my social media. All my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is basically this week's episode. But the question of the day is this: what are your guys' thoughts on Monday Night Raw having commercials when it moves to Netflix? Let me know down in the comments below. And that is exactly what we are going to be talking about for this week, because apparently it's been reported that WWE Raw that Raw will have commercials when it moves to Netflix, and supposedly it's kind of weird, because when you get Netflix and you pay the cheapest like amount, if you will, obviously you're gonna be dealing with ads. It's the same thing with Hulu. It's the same thing with Paramount Plus. Pretty much like any streaming service that lets you watch your favorite shows, your favorite movies, your favorite anime, or whatever. You're gonna end up dealing with ads. But if you pay the highest tier, you won't get any ads whatsoever. And apparently, according to Wrestling Inc., big shout out, no copyrights as always. Apparently Monday Night Raw will end up having commercials upon the move to Netflix. So obviously we know that the end of the end of the year, I think the 30th, if I'm not mistaken, or excuse me. Yeah. On Monday, December 30th will be the very last Monday Night Raw of the year, but it will also be the very last Raw on the USA Network, because on January 6th of next year, the first Monday of the new year, it will officially be moved to Netflix. And it's weird. It's weird because there was a lot of speculation that we weren't going to be having commercials on Raw whatsoever when it moved to Netflix. However, we do know as well that on October 7th, which will be the Raw after Bad Blood, that Monday Night Raw will move back to a 2-hour show for the first time in 12 years. So think about that. And apparently, once it moves over to Netflix, it'll go back to 3 hours, which honestly, I think the idea is good of having 2 hours for the rest of the year, mainly because I guess in a way they want to they want to test the waters and see how it would look when it moves over to Netflix. And I think honestly, just having 2 hours, it's okay, but I think having 3 hours would be better, because it gives creative more ideas to come up with for the third hour. And a lot of fans had talked about it when it came to Raw on Netflix, which is obviously the inclusion of commercials, which obviously, you know, as I mentioned, if you don't want commercials, if you don't want ads, that you can watch the content. You can watch your favorite movies, your favorite shows, you know, like Charmed, or something like what's a good movie that I saw was on there? London Has Fallen, or perhaps or perhaps your favorite anime, such as JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, or perhaps one of my all-time favorites, the Seven Deadly Sins. Which, if you guys have not seen the anime, I recommend you guys watch it. It is insanely good. And also Castlevania, which is another one of my favorites as well. Funny thing is that Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer stated that Raw will have commercials even though it's on Netflix. And apparently the reason for this is because supposedly Netflix wants to add not only commercials, they actually want to add more commercials to both their live and pre-recorded shows, and they feel that and they feel like that Monday Night Raw is a good place for them to truly put the idea to the test. As wrestling, as we know that for us as wrestling fans, we're used to having ads on the shows that we watch. You know, that we watch. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, even also the PLEs. You know. Obviously, if you're watching a PLE on Peacock Premium, obviously you're gonna get ads. Even if you watch the PLEs on Peacock Premium Plus, like I do, then obviously you'll still get ads, but they're more so ads that are created by WWE and not created by Peacock, if you will. Um, the only difference supposedly is that there's going to be a lot more flexibility on Netflix in terms of the runtime. So odds are we may end up getting picture in picture commercials, which is possible, but we don't really know for sure. But I think honestly, I think the idea sounds a bit strange. And the reason why I say that it's strange is because you look at at the fact that Monday Night Raw has been a part of the USA Network since, ever since it debuted back in 1993. It had been a part of the USA Network. It had been a part of TNN, um, which I believe TNN was. Let's see, TNN. Here we are, TNN. Um, nope. Let's see. Let's see. I believe Monday Night Raw was on TNN. I know that it was on Spike for a little bit. Um, let's see. Here we are. Let's see. This might help me. Um, okay, I thought so. Okay, so apparently TNN was, ended up changing from that to Spike TV, and then of course Spike went over to what we now know as Paramount Network, which honestly, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that it went from that again. Raw went from TNN to Spike to USA and pretty much everything else in between, with a few with a few like with a couple of stints over on on NBC, on Sci-Fi. So it's pretty cool. And then of course too, we know that SmackDown had been a part of had been a part of so many different shows, I guess, if you will. And let's see. Let's see. SmackDown. So if I remember correctly, SmackDown had been a part of UPN channel 13. I think it is. I think it's on. I think it was on channel 13 for us. For us here in the West Coast, and then it went over to the CW for a couple of years. Then it went over to My Network TV, which I believe, um, which I think was something else. Was a part of, yeah, it was a part of the CW. So I think that was on Channel 13 as well. Then it went on to Sci-Fi for several years. Then it went over to the USA Network for 5 years after that. Then the Fox, and now it's moving back over to the USA Network, which honestly I think is pretty cool. But the idea, again the idea of Raw having commercials on Netflix, not the best idea. And the reason why I say that is because for me and my family, just as a prime example, we have Netflix, and we're paying for no ads whatsoever. So the idea of having to watch ads on Netflix is a bit weird. It is very, very weird. Like, as weird can get. And I will say, looking on what could be when Raw does move to Netflix, I think we're gonna be seeing some crazy bullshit, and it's not gonna be pretty. I can guarantee you that. It is gonna be a chaotic 10 years when Raw moves to Netflix next year. But I will say, if we do end up getting ads, then it's, as Netflix mentioned, they want to do it to test the waters, see if it'll work, and if it doesn't, then Monday Night Raw will end up going commercial free, which honestly sounds cool on paper, but I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of hard to. It's kind of hard to explain, and hard, like, to put my thoughts into words, if you will. So I want you guys to post in the comments below. Post in the comments below your thoughts on the idea. And do you guys believe that Raw should have commercials on Netflix, or should they not? Let me know down in the comments below, and that will do it for this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue in the future, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all my social media. All my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.